One thing that I've discovered over time is that many Nigerian students who are about graduating have a particular anxiety, a particular fear, that is the fear of what does the future hold for me, or what does life hold for me after graduation. I get a lot of comments in my direct message, and this afternoon I made this video this afternoon. I just got inspired because I got more and more comments. Hey, what do I do? I'm confused. So I decided to make this video and just share it. So if you stumbled across this video, if you're watching this video, then you're probably in the right place, because I am a graduate myself, and I can tell you everything that you need to know about life after school and how you can navigate through, and most importantly, what you need to know before you even leave school. How can you best prepare yourself? I am a GP, and if this is your first time on this channel, please do subscribe to this channel. And of course, we are here to get informed and get so much knowledge that will really be impactful. After this break, we'll be right back. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. So I have written out some very important points that I think is necessary, and I want to share it with you. So no one is talking about this. I even went on YouTube and I didn't really see much video on this, so I'll try to make sure that mine is very practical, very direct, very sincere, and I won't hide anything from you. So the first thing that I've written down here as to your journey of or conquering your fear of what happens after school is you need to realize that the real world is not your school. The real world is different from your school. The real world is different from the so many equations that you are solving. The real world is different from all the theory that you've been given. If you are someone in, let's say, the polytechnic, different from the university, you are better prepared for what happens or what comes your way after you graduate. So you need to realize that it is not friendly out here, but even as it is not friendly, people are still living it, so you are not going to be an exemption. So let me calm your nerves down and tell you that it is not friendly, but it is livable. If there's a word like that, yeah, they should be. So it is not friendly, but you can do something. So how can you better prepare yourself? Another thing you need to do is get a skill. Many times when we say this, people don't really understand what we mean by that. Get a skill that can help you navigate through life. I studied business education, and everything I studied, not like it was a waste, but after graduation, everything I've been surviving on has nothing to do with what I studied in school. So you need to get a skill. Now there are so many skills. It could either be a physical psychomotor skill, or it can be an intellectual skill. It can be a digital skill. Just get something you can do. Study your environment and know what people are lacking. Know what people are lacking. They just turn on the generator. I hope it doesn't disturb. Know what people are lacking, and when you know what they are lacking, you should be able to create a value. You should be able to give them something to solve their problem. So get a skill. Every time we ring the bell, but people don't really understand what we mean. Get something that can help you be independent if you intend to stay on your own, if you do not want to return back to your parents' house, which we're going to discuss that briefly before we leave. If you do not want to do that, then get yourself a skill. Another thing that you need to know is you need to escape from societal pressure. Let me tell you what the society is saying. The society is telling you that if you're a man and you graduate and you return back to your parents' house, then you are a failure. Well, I am here to tell you that that is not the case. If you are someone who, you need to consider your family background. You need to consider your family background. If you are from a supportive family that really wants to support whatever idea that you have, now they might want to support it from a distance, from a distance. Okay, you want to, after graduation, you say to them, I want to stay on my own. They might want to support it. If they are not willing to support it from a distance, they want to support you from a close, range. I don't think is wrong if you go back to your father's house. I repeat, I do not think is wrong if you go back to your parents' house. There are so many things that your parents can impact in you, so many knowledge that they can offer, that the society has made you believe that going back home is a sin, and it means you're not man enough, it means you're not a big girl. Many of them that end up trying to stay on their own, they regretted it because they did not really plan. So if you know you don't have a solid plan, which we are also going to look at, please consider accepting help and assistance and guidance from anyone. So we have said that you need to realize that the world is different from what you are taught in school. Yes, because we are not taught to survive. We're not taught to live in school. We are just given some theories and all of that don't really relate to real life experience. Another thing you need to know is, if you really want to survive this journey after school, you need to develop a workable and realistic strategy. You need to develop a workable and realistic strategy. Remember, I said before that you need to get a skill. It's part of the strategy that you are working on. It's part of the strategy that you will be developing. Remember, I did not say just do something. I said develop a strategy, because most of what we know, most of what happens, most of your navigation will be basically on strategy. How can you strategize? How can you intellectually strategize? That is what you need. So if you don't have any strong strategy and you don't feel like you have the right guidance, then my guy, my lady, if you need to return home to gather experience, or get assistance, please do it. Remember, if you're watching this video, don't get it wrong, I am speaking on both sides, okay? Because basically after school you have two choices. 80% of Nigerian students after school have two choices. You either go back home or you stay. So I'm just speaking in a way that, okay, if you want to be here, this is what you have to do. If you want to be there, this is what you have to do. Now when you finally develop this strategy, you need to implement it. You need to implement these strategy, or this strategy, but you should have more than one, because one might fail you, so you fall back to the other. Then you need to start understanding financial intelligence. Okay, you need to start understanding financial planning. Yes, you need to know what financial intelligence is, because many of us, we don't really know that. We don't really know what financial intelligence is. So get people or read books, watch videos that can teach you about financial intelligence, because many of you think that the way you spend your father's money is the way you spend your own money. Until you start making money for yourself, then you'll be very calculative of everything you spend. You would want to invest. You would want to make sure that you don't just spend money, because where is the next cash coming from? That is what you need to realize and understand. Another thing you need to do is network. Now listen to this. Many of you don't network. Many of you don't go out. Many of you don't meet people. Many of you don't know people. Many of you don't even intend to do that. You don't know people and you want to stay alone after school? How is that possible? You don't know people. Now, whatever you want to do, whether you want to get a job or you want to, start working on your skill or that you already acquired, it's very important for you to meet people. You need to meet people. Now, one skill that I've always wanted to learn, or I always wanted to learn, but I didn't really take advantage of the proximity that I had then, because I wanted to really learn fashion design, and I really wanted to learn that, and I had one fashion designer just beside my hostel. I would have gone there, but I was so playful. So this is your time. Let me tell you this, that thing you want to learn, you can actually learn it in school. All you need to do is plan and work with your plan. School, Nigerian universities, depending on your course, but sometimes the timetables are very flexible. And I can tell you that towards the end of your schooling, especially 300, 400, you have less number of courses to attend to. While you need to be doing your projects and some other stuff, please take advantage of this time. If you go there twice a week, 3 times a week, it can actually prepare you more than you know. So you need to meet people. So there's so much we can say. I don't think I can really finish this today. I don't think in this video rather, but subsequently we're going to be dropping more videos on this, random videos. So summarily, what we are saying here is, before you leave school, depending on your plan, staying back or moving to another area on your own, that's independence, or going back to your father's house, remember we said none is wrong. Whether you want to stay in school and groom yourself, whether you want to go back home, none is wrong. It depends on what you want to do. But take notes that if you're going to be in an environment that will not help you, enhance or implement or execute your dreams, your aspiration, your goals, please be very careful. I am not in this video going to tell you to stay in your father's house or to go back home or not. I am not going to do that. I am only here to guide you and to direct you, and I hope that this video is helpful to you. Then we also said get a skill. It's part of strategizing. Get a skill, learn something that can really help you earn some money, navigate life. Then develop workable and realistic strategies. You know your background, you know your financial capacity. If you are setting these goals or strategies, do that realistically. Then also network, meet people. Like I said, I don't think we can exhaust this, but I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from this video. I'm going to tell you my personal experience in subsequent videos. For me, I did not go back home after school, and I'll tell you how I was able to navigate through. You should be able to learn from that. Please do hit the subscribe button if you got something from this video. I think I've been so focused on creating perfect content, but I'm not interested in creating perfect content anymore. I just want to bring out something out there that you can actually benefit from and can really be impactful to you. See you next time.